I mean, having the possibility to travel with the group, for me, it's starting to make more sense now on how the world of the wealthy and the world of the average, they really don't understand each other. I think there's a lot of misconceptions on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and I think most people see it from one point of view, whereas being able to travel with you and go to all these different countries and just see how people work, it's nothing like an average person would assume. So if they think they know one thing, they completely don't know the other thing. So just being able to come on these trips, thank you so much for having me and giving me these experiences and giving the group these experiences too.
I think it's important because social media will tell you what you want to hear. So if you want to believe that you can't get ahead because the wealthy are holding you back, you're going to follow that kind of media, which means if you're going to follow that kind of media, more media outlets are going to tell you that, so you follow them so they can monetize it. But the reality is, in the world of the wealthy just pool resources and they take control of their future. The average person is really concerned about their future, right? The future for their children, escalating costs of housing, food, gas, utilities, all that kind of stuff. So they only see it as it's not fair that the wealthy are wealthy, but they don't understand how the wealthy actually evolve. You know, the wealthy don't have inflation in their life because they control it. They manage their future by controlling all the costs associated with the future. I'll give you an example so the average person can understand what's being said. Let's say a group of 1,000 people can get together and each put in $1,000. So keep it at a level that most people can afford. That's $1 million. Let's say you were to build a community in a place that wasn't North America, so it's much cheaper to live. We'll call it third world, but some of the most beautiful places in the world are third world. Caribbean is technically all third world. If you've got this $1 million, you could easily, with much change left over, start a produce farm. And in that farm, you'd not only hire the locals and pay them well, but now all your food is free.
Yeah.
So that those 1,000 people have free produce, and then what's left, you sell it to generate revenue, which goes back to the group. And then you do the same thing on a meat farm. So everybody has, if they eat meat, they have meat. You hire more people, what's left gets sold off, and the value of the group goes up. And as the value of the group goes up, you further develop. So let's say property. You start developing property. Now you have property equity that goes up. Everybody gets to now live for free or for minimal cost. And then let's say you were to Airbnb the property or rent it out to tourists in these, Caribbean places, you'd have more revenue.
Yeah.
Now that you have more revenue and more people coming, now you can build healthcare facilities. So it's already paying for itself. So now your healthcare is free, as opposed to this progressive third world mindset and this what's actually progressive society in a lot of places. They just tax you to give you these things, and they overtax you by promising you more things. If you build it internally over time, it's just free anyways. And the more you build, the more profit that comes. So everybody living within there is living for free, and it's creating its own equitable pile so that it's always worth more, and there's never any more expense except the expense that you put into developing further, which then further builds equity for the group. And it's absolutely crazy that most people, the average mindset, we call it the broke mindset, wants instant, how much money do I have in my hand? If I invest this, how much do I get back immediately or within 1 year? Wealthy people play 5, 8, 10 years out. So when they get there, everything is taken care of. And then the average mindset thinks, oh, it's not fair that they have all of this. But they spent years getting there. The stuff that we've done, we opened our lives up to the city of Edmonton, and very few people got involved, and the ones who did get involved, a lot of them are just like, I'm not seeing results quick enough. And we're okay with that.
It's like doing a bicep curl thinking you're gonna
step on stage next month.
Yeah,
I know. So there's just the way that the wealthy do it and the way that the average or broke mindset does it. And it doesn't mean that either one is good or bad. It's just a matter of how did your mindset get you the result that you were looking for. If you're not going to play the long game, you don't have a future. Because your future is a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. If you didn't start today, 2 years from now isn't going to be better.
I think the ironic thing too is that individuals might think the wealthy are greedy, but they're actually the most collaborative people because they can't do it by themselves. So they actually have to have skills to buy the farm or raise the capital or to develop land so they can have a better family and better ecosystem for their business partners and their employees and of course their community. But as an individual, we can look at someone who's extremely wealthy and be like, how dare him make more money than me?
Yeah, as of right now, this person has so much, and
He should give it all away.
Should give it all away.
It's like, well,
But no one wanted to start building 10 years ago.
Yeah.
No one wants to wait for 10 years. And what's amazing is when
only
these
Warren
groups-
Buffett.
Only, yeah, exactly.
and Charlie Munger. Only
Everybody
those
else
two.
was just rich overnight, and it's not fair. But the amazing process that comes out of what this mindset develops for the world is every time a project starts, laborers are needed.
Yep.
Hands are needed. More employment is brought to the table, so it actually ups the community.
Yep.
That is how the world actually works. Forget about what social media tells you. I'm not being biased. I'm not giving you an agenda. Like I have nothing to sell someone. All we've done is say, if you want more, this is how it would have to happen. And 90% of people that we've talked to have fell by the wayside because it's not quick enough for them. They can just go finance a car right now. They can just mortgage a more expensive house right now. They can just go on a trip on their credit card, and then they wonder why this day, a year from now, they're not doing any better. They're actually worse off. 5 years from now, inflation's gone through the roof, and they've never invested in anything that offsets inflation.
Yep.
Their life gets worse, so it's easier for them to believe there's some secret to the wealthy. There's some magical force out there holding them back. It is. It's a negative mindset. That is the force that holds everyone back when you're in a society like ours, where you can pretty much do anything if you just put in an above average effort. People think that getting up and going to work is, I'm working so hard. No, you're doing the same thing that you don't like day after day, and you think that's difficult. No, that's actually the easy route, because you didn't put in more effort. You did the exact same thing day after day, so you get the exact same result. But that result, if you want to talk about an income, does not match the inflationary growth, which is why you've got a country going on strike right now. They want their income to match inflation rates, but they have added no extra service to their employer. If someone can explain to me, to me that's greedy. I give you no more than I did last year, but you should give me more because it costs me more to live.
Yep.
It sounds stupid saying it out loud, doesn't it? And we're told that the wealthy are crazy. We're told that they're eccentric. We're told that they're nuts and they don't understand the world.
Yeah.
You're right. They don't understand being broke because broke is a mindset. It's not how much money you make. You could make $20K a month, but if you spend 22, you're still broke. You could make $3K a month, but if you squirrel it away, like producer Mac has always done, he never had fun. I mean, he had fun because that's what building a future was fun for him, but he retired at 44 doing it the boring way that everyone could reproduce. But no one likes that. They want to be on holidays tomorrow.
Yep.
They're already looking at their next holiday. So it's been amusing trying to get across to people for the last half decade. We tried to answer all those questions that they had about how to get further ahead, and when they found out that it's not a magical, just buy this stock or buy this commodity, you'll be rich in a year, they gave up.
Yeah.
This is all rigged. It's all bullshit. Okay. So what more do you got to teach them? Or we just don't bother teaching
It's
anymore.
like giving up on your child because they can't
couldn't
walk.
the first time? Yeah. What do you mean it's taking you? You're 6 months old. You still don't walk?
Yeah, loser.
Yeah, exactly. So
Where do you think this negative attitude, this sentiment comes from when it comes to wealth and finances? Is it because they were born in a rich family or a poor family, or they compare themselves to others too much? Like, where does that mindset come from? Like, from your perspective? Because I grew up really poor. My mom and dad were immigrants, and they just...
you weren't born in Edmonton.
I was born in Edmonton, though.
So you were Edmonton poor. You weren't poverty.
Correct.
Yeah.
I was
Edmonton
more
poor
torn.
means you don't have money, but you have the opportunity.
Well, I didn't have money to go on dates.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
have money to,
And let's be honest. If you
pitch for gas,
if you
you know
don't
what
have
I
money,
mean?
you shouldn't be taking a woman on a date.
Well,
because
there it
let's go
is.
back in history. You're supposed to. That's the. I don't care about all this talk about equality and all that. Let's go back to the point where a man should have to bring value to the table before asking a woman into his life. Do you see how the fundamentals always make sense when we don't make it about genders and we make it out of building the future? But let's not even go. Let's go back to the question: why do people have this negative mindset against wealth? It's because for the last few decades, we've been programming people to believe that failure is an option, being weak is an option, your feelings matter more than reality. If you keep doing that, well, we're not going to fail this child at school because it makes them feel bad. Well, now they don't even have to learn 50% of this year. So if you've only learned less than 50% for all the grades 1 through 12, you don't even have the faculties to go forward. I'm not saying that education is the way of the future, but we said you can't fail. So these people, they haven't learned anything. Then they go get a loan because you're granted a student loan, which is a privilege in a country like this. Yep. And then they're told you shouldn't have to pay that loan back because it's a scam and the education system's back and it's just the wealthy getting it. Every step of the way, you're told that you're being held back, but you take to your $2,000 phone to complain about it. You can meet up with millions of people that have nothing better to do with their time than get together and complain about the wealthy or their employers. Do you think wealthy people go online and search for things to be upset about? No, they created online. They created what it is that you're wasting your money to try and buy, or worse yet, borrowing money to buy the depreciating assets. Wealthy people never did that. They used that credit, whether it was a $10,000 loan, and invested it, and got a higher rate of return than what they borrowed. So if they were paying 5% interest, they put it somewhere where they got 20 or 30% interest. So if we cycle back to the beginning, all we wanted to do was educate people on what they could do to end up with a better result. Not be rich tomorrow. They said, well, how do you get ahead? The bank only gives you 0.4 of 1% on your savings account. So the answer is, do you think the wealthy have a savings account? Do you think the wealthy have money? The wealthy understand inflation. Yeah. So having $1 million where inflation acts on it 7% a year, that means that $1 million, even if it's in your bank account, a year from now, yes, the bank account says $1 million, but you can buy 7% less. So you only have $930,000 buying power from your $1 million. So the wealthy people are not going to keep money. They're going to buy something,
buy assets,
property,
baby.
Precious metals, whatever. It could be anything that's worth more in the future. It offsets what currency devalues from inflation. Yeah. We've just been trying to explain this to people. I mean, you got involved when we showed people how simple it was to do 30% year-over-year growth. That was 2 years ago, and you guys are enjoying that. You're not, it's not a cash value, it's the growth of your investment. So
you made it easy for people to bet on themselves. Like, you've given them the roadmap. The door's already wide open for them to walk through it. For me, I look around, I'm like, oh, this is a no-brainer. Like, you're giving me that possibility to bet on myself, come to all these trips, go to all these places, actually see it firsthand.
Yeah, don't take my word for it. No, hop on a plane and come see.
Yeah, come find you somewhere else in the world.
Yeah, and then you'll understand that, because a lot of people said, oh, that's too good to be true. 30 points, no one gets that. That's a scam. And then you guys understood that 30 points a year is barrier to entry in the world of real investing. Most people,
you want to sell your business for a 2, 3, 5x, like Grant Cardone talks about 10x, right? It's like, that's very normal in that world. It's like,
yeah, and you can do that in 2 to 5 years.
That's like saying Tim Hortons is a scam because they're selling you coffee for $2
when it cost them 10 cents for the cup and the coffee.
Yeah. That's
this is
huge
normal in the world.
That's a huge multiplier.
Exactly, but if you go online, it tells you that the wealthy are greedy, they steal. Well, no, if all you know is how to get 0.5% at the bank, that's your knowledge.
0.05%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you understand what I'm getting at. So all we wanted to do was open those tables up for people to understand. We didn't ask anybody to invest in anything. We just said, in these scenarios in the world, you can grow. Yep. We don't care whether people get involved. We just wanted to disprove the known truth that you cannot get ahead. You're being held back. Really?
Yeah. How dare you hold me back?
Yeah.
When you're the one doing it to yourself.
And that's all it was. People don't like mirrors because it shows them what they don't want to see. They'd rather look at social media because you can put a filter on that. You can forget about what you've accomplished. You can look at what completely downgrade it because you're going to look online and it appears like someone else is doing better. So this depression, this mental health. There's another thing that's been put on society because it's the door that's already open versus the door with a little bit of resistance. The path of least resistance is always going to be the one that the majority, the weak minds, the average minds, and the broke minds are going to walk through. Well, I need to go through 10 doors in this year. Do I want to go through 10 doors I have to actually put effort on, which is success and wealth, or do I want to just walk through the doors where I've gained nothing, but there was no resistance? And then 5 years of those decisions, this one stayed on the floor, the main floor. This one gained a floor after each one of those heavy doors.
Yeah.
5 years. There are no secrets. Okay, this is what I don't think people are going to understand, and most people are going to be. The reason we turn off the comments on our videos is because I don't want to hear people make excuses. The world is full of excuses. Social media is full of excuses. I'm not interested in spending hours online trying to generate hate to get the algorithm to bump up our stuff. I'm not interested at all. We're just detailing what we've done. The fact that people will go online, watch the videos, and start the negative comments shows you exactly what they do with their time. So the moment someone starts being abrasive and arguing with you and threatening,
we already know where they're at.
Exactly. Here. They've just shown why they think it's not possible because they are wasting everyone's time. I mean, we can be done right now. Is there anything else that you want to?
No, it's more like on the real talk. It's not hard to punch into Grok, ChatGPT, Perplexity, fucking Gemini, all the AIs, how to start real estate.
Yeah. They'd rather use AI to create some image to get people to like where you didn't actually go on vacation.
Or like using AI, hey, help me with my budget.
Yeah.
Or, hey, AI, can you teach me how to start a YouTube platform to monetize so I can have another job or a third job or some side hustle cash? Yet they're more willing to be like, hey, Chris, you in your group? Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
and it's like, dude, you could have just, I don't know, spend that energy into actually learning the skill set of how do you open a restaurant? How do you actually give back to the community? How do you actually build a building or develop? It's not that hard because how do I know? Because people do it all the time, constantly. So you're telling me these skyscrapers in Miami, in New York, they're fake? No, someone had to literally build it.
On the backs of the laborers. See, they abused people. People were abused. See, someone was taken advantage of. That's how wealthy people get wealthy. They take from the poor.
I don't know what to say.
But you see how quickly I could do that, or I could be like, man, that sounds awesome. I'm going to start as a laborer. I'm going to live at the basic necessities. I don't have to be in a house. I'll live in a condo in a neighborhood that isn't ideal, or I can't show off for 2 or 3 years to squirrel off enough money to start a business. Maybe I'll start by doing some construction projects. And in 8 to 10 years, I'm going to do my first commercial building.
Yeah, because you learned how to do it.
So it became impossible.
So is it the laborer? No, the laborer had to learn the ins and outs of how to build it. And then once they have the savviness of business, they can quit being a laborer, and then they have to go find themselves laborers. Ironically, they're going to go through the same problem. It's like, wow.
And they're going to create more employment. So
That's a
I
good
would
thing.
love to know how we've convinced the last 2.5 generations.
Yeah.
These people seem to think they know everything about the world. You look at social media, they're going to tell you everything they think they know.
They don't know shit.
So they know everything except how to better themselves. Isn't that amazing how the one thing they don't know how to do, because they know everything. They know what's a scam, they know what's fraud, they know the government's corrupt, they know law enforcement's racist, they know all these things that they know for damn sure. Mm-hmm. The one thing they don't know is how to better their situation. How is that possible? How can you know so much about the world and so little about yourself?
They know how to walk the walk, but
they don't even know how to walk the walk. They jump on scooters now. They're too lazy to go for a walk. And then they say their fitness is a scam.
Yeah, fitness is a scam.
And we got to be all about body positivity.
Your body's a temple, Chris.
Yeah, your body's a temple, a round temple. And, body positivity is important, except Ozempic sells like crazy. They can't keep it on the shelf long enough.
Body positivity,
so we don't talk about body positivity anymore when you can just take a shot to correct it. Isn't it amazing how the problem with society is the people who complain about it? Shitty, isn't it? And this is why the wealthy don't even bother playing the games. They don't have time to talk to average mindsets because they don't want to go back and sit down at those tables that weren't listening in the first place.
Yeah.
You just take here in Edmonton, we've tried to get people involved in any of our projects, and they can reap the benefits of the resulting equitable value.
It's crazy because they can actually see it, touch it, feel it.
It's not crypto. It's not floating around in the world somewhere. It's not somewhere, somewhere that isn't right here. It's right here in the city, and people don't even want to get involved. So that's fine. That's where we wash our hands, and we now will build everything in front of people, and they're going to be like those people, like, man, I could have bought a McDonald's franchise in the '80s for $60,000. Yeah, you could have, but you wouldn't have.
You should have, but you didn't.
You just talk about it. You're the same people that name drop rich people or the people they think are rich. If you think they're rich because they have a Mercedes or a big house, that's called credit. That's using credit the wrong way. Wealthy people do not actually have that kind of stuff because they let a corporation buy everything and then they live in places. Rich people do not, or wealthy people, rich people just show what you think looks like money. Wealthy people do not care about that kind of stuff. You saw when we were at the marina, we're getting on a $40 million yacht. Not one person there drove up in an exotic car.
No, it's a golf cart.
It's a golf cart. Wealthy people trying to look rich have exotic cars. Wealthy people have golf carts because it's free air conditioning and it's more comfortable than getting in a car. That's
way more fun.
It is way more fun, and you can put like 6, 10, 12 people in a golf cart. You can get a really nice golf cart, and you just go through the marina. You wave to your friends because nobody's in competition. You've all made it to that area of the world that's private, and you're in the marina.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And you don't have to worry about hate because everyone there actually knows what it takes to get there. It's years, decades, generations to get there. So there's so much respect in those areas. This is what the average person is missing out on. All that anger that's out there on the street, the anger towards their employers, towards the wealthy, towards the banks, towards the corporations, towards law enforcement, towards the person in the car next to them, is because nobody's working together and they haven't built anything worthy of respect.
Yeah.
So there's no respect in most of society, we'll call it, because none of it was built. They're just looking at what that person has. They're jealous of it, so they're going to go rack up their credit.
Must be given to you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to insult them by taking away all respect for why they have it, because it makes me feel inadequate. So I need to insult them. I need to bring them down to where? My level. That's the funny thing about insulting people, is you're bringing them down to your level or below where you know you are, but you don't want other people to think, which is why you then go and buy something to make yourself feel better. And then the statement comes in, you feel worth, so you buy more. Until you're in such a big hole that you get mad at the credit card company for giving you credit. Wow. Welcome to what's about to be 2026. So.
Yep, 2026 will be really interesting.
It is. We've got 6 major trips planned for people in 2026. Private invites. But
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, you've been to Milan with us, you've been to Dominican with us. It's a different kind of life when you allow yourself to grow.
Those are like the quality trips. Mm-hmm. It's not just like quantity. It's like, oh, I need to go here because I have to. Because it's December and I need to be on a beach with my time. It's like,
yeah, to me that's, I couldn't imagine hating my life so much I have to go lay on a beach and drink. I thought it was easier to just buy a beach. So we bought a beach, building the facilities, and instead of paying for someone else's booze, we just created our own alcohol and bought a winery and did all that. So all of our friends could just enjoy it because they're involved in the process. So then everything that builds with it is just free for them anyway. Have I ever sold you a cigar?
No.
Have I sold you any of the experimental cocktails?
Never sold me shit.
Exactly. So who do you think funds it? I didn't. The process did. As the equity goes up, there's money that goes into R&D. So if the money that was generated through the process, the equity growing, paid for the R&D, it doesn't need to make profit. It just exposes the process to everyone. thus organically growing. So me handing you a free cigar and you looking at it, enjoying it, telling other people about it, this entity now organically grew. And there was no exchange of money. So if there's no exchange of money, where's the need for money? Circling back to 20 minutes ago when we said the wealthy are not in pursuit of money.
Correct.
They're in pursuit of building up with like-minded people, communities where, just like you've experienced, it costs nothing to live.
The financial piece is just like a punch card. Like it's relevant to what is the currency today. Back in the day, it was silver nuggets and gold nuggets.
Absolutely.
That's what you needed, right? Today, it's this thing called fiat currency, right? It doesn't really matter. It's just sometimes you pool all the resources together, so you can actually have that asset with a group of people that can build. And then in whatever, let's say we live to another 2,000 years, and it might actually not even be cash anymore. It might actually be crypto now. Or maybe it's going to be some other crazy currency that has some sort of value.
But that's just it. Does a dog care about gold?
Does not.
Does a dog care about paper currency?
Does not.
Does a dog care about crypto?
Nope. So why should we care?
So who put the value on it that everybody else chases?
We did.
Yes, humans put the value on paper so they could understand why they go to work for an hour, or what it costs to do a corporate takeover or start a business, or how much revenue needs to be generated to pay the people that need money. But when you don't need currency, you need to eat. So this apple,
that is currency.
the apple is currency.
Yep.
Wealthy people develop, create, and produce what's needed. Average and broke mindsets trade their time for money. I think that one is what blows their mind, and they get very frustrated and very depressed on themselves when they find out at 35 they've just put 15 years into working and they have nothing to show for it because they just buy things to try and quantify why it is that they've worked. I went to work, I have this coach. I went to work, every 5 years I get a nicer car, a bigger house. But there's nothing quantitative to outline what their life is worth. Just what they've bought is worth. If they stop going to work, all of it goes away. Hoping that at magically 60 years old or 65, everything then becomes easily manageable. But the 65 years getting there wasn't manageable, and it's miraculous going to be the day after you retire?
Yeah, no, that's not how it works. I could live a good life, but it's different.
You could, but who determines that? You? Or the country you live in that says now that apple is $5. You may have... One person said, we're doing really well. Within 20 years, my account manager and my investment broker says I'm going to be worth $1 million. I'll be fine. If I told you in 20 years from now you're going to have $1 million, Wilson?
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Well, it's not enough.
It won't be. In 20 years, $1 million
It's not enough.
will not be enough. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, you've learned nothing from us. It's probably best. It was very polite. You should probably go your own way, because $1 million, what if the government says, oh, we're going through, and they've done this all around the world, you've seen on the news, you can't take your money out in a crisis. Yep. So if your bank only covers $100,000, but you've got $1 million, and you can't even take out the 100,000 because it'll collapse your country's system. That happened all throughout Europe in 08, 09. Sorry, you can't actually take your money out. It happened all the way across Asia in 08, 09 and 14, 15 again, or every time there's a pandemic, they stop you from getting a hold of your money. So please tell me what $1 million does. Absolutely nothing, because people are still looking at dollar values. That's why they'll never be wealthy. So, I don't know, these conversations are really good. I hope people take something out of them, because none of this...
They can literally ChatGPT, how does fiat currency make or break my life, as a prompt? And they're going to be like, well, inflation, depreciating assets, buying stupid things, credit systems.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, money.
The ultimate
coupons,
form of
man. They're just coupons.
ignorant entitlement is, like I said, taking to that $2,000 phone and complaining about how oppressed you are. Just that one statement, which I don't think most people are going to understand.
Yeah. Dig deep.
When I was 18, no one even had a cell phone.
Did you have a Razor yet?
No, that was already early 2000s.
Damn,
But
I'm
the-
aging myself now.
But that's the point. So if the world's gotten worse, but through a phone you have access to all the information you want, what information are you going to look for every day that has you not progressing? Yeah, and nobody's going to ask themselves that question. They're going to just ask themselves, should I go online and find what I'm supposed to be upset about today?
Yeah.
Or you're going to go online and find something that helps you understand the future better.